Hello, welcome back to some Strat-O-Matic baseball as we continue our Replay Gamer National League, where I've taken the 2022 Strat-O-Matic cards and kind of created a National League like I feel like it should be. So if you've seen the last couple of videos, I've kind of talked about a little bit, so I'll kind of go into it a little bit more here. So basically, just created the National League. As you can see, the Astros are in the National League where I feel like they belong. The Milwaukee Brewers are in the American League, as are the Washington Nationals. When they moved to Washington, I felt like they would have made a better choice to be in the American League, seeing Washington has been such a American League town for so long. The Brewers, I would have liked to kept them in, but I needed a round number. So the Astros are in the National League and taking on San Diego Padres. There's 14 teams in the National League, so I'm in the second day of play. And so just a couple of big things. There's no DH, and so how I'm determining which pitcher card to use, it's just kind of a simple formula I made up. So you can see there the pitchers hitting. 1 through 9 is a 1 card, 10 through 12 is a 2, 13, 14 is a 3, 15, 16 is a 4, 17 is a 5, 18 is a 6, 19 is a 7, 20 is an 8. And so far, again, I've played probably about 12 games, I think. This would be 13th, as there are 7 games per day. I like that. It's not an exact science because it's kind of hard to tell who would hit what, but it gives you a pretty good overall, of what the pitchers hit. And so I'm really enjoying that. One thing that another thing about modern baseball is the strikeouts. So Baseball Demos had an excellent suggestion that I've tried probably about 6 or 7 games. And what it is that if it's a strikeout and I get 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, or 20, 15 or higher on the die, it's a re-roll. And so I'm finding that some games, actually I'd say most of the games so far, it's making very little difference. There was a couple games where it made a ton of difference. And so basically what it's doing is just getting more balls in play. 2022 was a ton of strikeouts, pretty low averages. I think it was the lowest since 68 maybe. And so by getting a chance to put more balls in play, again, quite often they strike out again, but it gives you more X chances. It gives you more fly balls. Basically, it's just putting more balls in play. Doing the 15 or higher, it's not changing it a lot. But it's, adding enough that I feel like it's cutting down the strikeouts a little bit. So I also have given every pitcher 2 extra innings. If they're a starting pitcher, 2 extra innings on their fatigue. And then I'm managing the bullpens kind of like they did 60s, 70s, and 80s, kind of a hybrid there. Relief pitchers are getting an extra 1 on their fatigue. And I know the fatigue for relief pitchers is based on their batters faced, but I'm actually doing innings. So again, I always felt like a relief pitcher is still a pitcher. Their arms are not going to fall off if they throw 3 innings. And so, again, so if their fatigue is 1, then they've got 1 inning, actually 2 innings, because every relief pitcher gets an extra inning. They get 2 innings before their fatigue kicks in. And then I use the same rules as 5 runs in 1 inning, 6 in 2, 7 in 3. That makes them fatigued as well. So again, making it a little bit more like the starting pitchers. So that's kind of what I'm doing that. So matter of fact, the first game between the Astros and the Padres, Darvish, I believe it's Darvish. Still learning the players here. Darvish threw a complete game shutout. I've actually had 2 shutouts, complete game shutouts. So that was kind of cool. So we got Verlander going today for the Astros. So be interesting to see what he does. Joe Musgrove is going for the Padres. So pretty decent pitchers. Trying to think what else I might have changed. Oh, to increase stolen bases, I'm still working on that. So originally I was giving them either a 3 or an 11. But I almost never hit a 3 or 11. And so now what I've done is given them a 4 or a 10. So that's a little bit more chance. So basically, I'm not changing anything about their stolen bases other than they just have more opportunities. So if I roll a 4 or a 10, and it's usually a 10, then they are able to get a lead. So getting a few more stolen bases that way. So I'm trying to think. Every team is cut down to 30 players roughly, and they have to stick with that. So none of this 50 players business per roster. So it's going to be a few more at bats in this. I'm playing every game. I got some instructions from one of the viewers on how to change that. Unfortunately, you have to change. If I want to change the pitchers. Their fatigue inning, I have to change everybody individually. So I eventually might start doing that so I can do some autoplay. Another thing I'm doing is everybody's bunting is increased by 1 letter grade, and their hit and run is increased by 1 letter grade. So in other words, if you're a C bunter, in my league, you're a B bunter. So everybody moves up. Unfortunately, because pitchers didn't hit, all the pitchers are C, so that means all the pitchers are B. So again, I would like a little bit more deviation there, but unfortunately with pitchers not hitting, I could go back and look at 2021 and 19, but that's just a lot of work. So again, it kind of evens out to where it gives you a representation of what the National League would be if it was still the way I think it should be. So again, like I've said before, if you like the National League the way it is, more power to you. It's just for me personally, this is kind of helping me enjoy the modern game. I just am kind of a dinosaur, so these are some of the changes I've made to help me enjoy it. So without further ado, another thing I'm doing this is I'm not keeping score, so that's helping things go a bit quicker. And so here we are at beautiful Petco Park. Again, I'm manually inputting all the results, which is kind of fun because it's really getting me back to learning how to play Strat-O-Matic without having to use the computer. So the computer's cool in that all the ratings are on the computer screen, so I don't have to look up the cards when I need an E-check or a range check. It's obviously compiling stats for me, so a lot of positives. So, but I'm not entering the dice roll. I'm actually entering the results, so I have to look up the rolls myself. So, trying to think. I think that's pretty much it. So we'll get started with the game. So Joe Musgrove is a right-handed pitcher. You'll start off with the Astros Altuve. So you can see the stats in the upper right-hand corner. The top is what they did in real life. The second is their replay. The red is what they're doing this game. So this would be Joe Musgrove's first start of the year. So let me get back to my computer screen so I can see what I'm doing. So Altuve will step in, righty versus righty. And here we go. So that's a 4-7. We got a strikeout there. And as you can see right off the bat, we got a 19. So that's going to be a re-roll. So again, just putting more balls in play. So 3-5. And that's a fly ball out to left field. Profar out there. We'll get to it for out number 1. So if I butcher some of these names, forgive me. Again, like I do when I'm playing an old season, I don't know all the players. I'm learning. That was one reason I wanted to do this, was to kind of learn, the modern game, and I certainly am. I'm getting the nitty-gritty of their bullpens and backups. I'm doing injuries. So I haven't had a lot of experience with injuries, so I was having too many. So I got a rule whereas each team can only have 1 injury per game, and they can only have 3 total injured at a time. So, again, that's kind of what I'm doing with the injured. So, due up next is, I guess it's Jordan Alvarez. It's a left-handed hitter. Joe Musgrove is a 4L, so he actually does a little better versus lefties, even though he's a righty. That's a 1-9. That's a slow grounder to first base. And Hosmer will take it to the bag himself. 2 away. Alex Bregman, he's 1 for 4 so far. Again, the Astros were shut out in yesterday's affair. That's a 1-11, and that's popped up into foul ground. Nola will toss the mask aside and has room to put it away, and that will do it for the Astros in inning number 1. So after half an inning, the Astros nothing, the Padres coming to bat. So Justin Verlander, as you can see, had a pretty amazing year last year, so it'll be interesting to see what he'll do with more innings. One thing you have to remember when you're doing super advanced and you're doing the playing by yourself, you have to remember the pitcher's injury. So Verlander's a 1, as is Musgrove, so 6-12 is going to be where their injuries are found. I think the Padres already have 2 injured. Or actually, Houston has 2. Maldonado and Valdez they're both out, so they can only have 1 more. Anyway, Profar 1 for 4 with an RBI. Will step in against Verlander. It's a 1-4, and that's hit hard down to short. Pena will field it. Throw on to Gurriel. 1 away. Juan Soto, former Washington National. Make sure he's looking good. All right. He was 0 for 1 in yesterday's action. 1-8. He's going to draw a walk. Let's see. Verlander has a hold of +1. Vasquez is a -1. So that's a 65% for Soto. There's 1 out. Got Manny Machado up. So I think he's going to hold out for now. So we have to roll our... Oh, that's going to be a wild pitch. Verlander's is a 3. And he gets a 12, so no wild pitch. All right, 1 out. The Astros back at double play death. Manny Machado is 1 for 4 so far. 1-9, and that's a strikeout. And again, we're under 15, so that strikeout will stand. 2 away. So Eric Hosmer, he's 0 for 4. We got to check our wild pitch. That's a 10, so nothing going there. I think, like Baseball Demos calls that our havoc check. Hosmer gets a 5-10, and that's a third base X. Bregman is a 2-8, so it should be good. So 15-2, so he'll get to it. He rolled an 8, so an 8 with an 8 is a clean play. And then the way I do it is that if it's a 1 or a 2 on the red die, he goes to second. So that's a ground out. Soto at first is out, 5-4. So that'll do it for San Diego. So after an inning in the books, we have no score. Right, Joe Musgrove on for inning number 2 of work. He'll start off with Kyle Tucker, who's 1 for 4 in yesterday's action. Left-handed hitting right fielder for the Astros. 4-4, and that's a ballpark single check. Here at Petco, it's a 1-2, and that's a 5. So we'll call that a line out to the second baseman. I kind of just divvy up the outs on that so they're not all pop outs. 1 away. Yuli Gurriel will step up next. He's 0 for 4 in yesterday's action. It's a 5-8, second base X. That's going to be Cronenworth, who's a 2-5. So a 10, he will get to it. A 5 with an 11. And he makes a good defensive play. Out 4-3. Quickly 2 away here in the first. That brings up Jeremy Pena. He was 2 for 4 yesterday. Right-handed hitting shortstop versus the right-handed throwing Musgrove. It's the tower, and we get a 6-9. He's a righty. That's a strikeout. It's under 15, so the strikeout will stand. And they go in order. So bottom of the first, no score. I might again 2022. Not only were the strikeouts high, the averages were low, and so I might. After I experiment a little bit more with that 15 on the 20-sided die, I might drop it down a couple notches just to experiment. Again, there's been a couple games where it made a huge difference. Most games it doesn't change much. I mean, I don't know how many times they strike out, and then when I re-roll, they strike out again. But it is making some difference. So I don't want to deviate from things too much. So, but I might experiment and up that just a little bit. So anyway, Cronenworth will step in, second baseman for the Padres. Verlander looks into Vasquez for the sign. That's a 5-7. 1 to 12's a single, and a single it is as we get an 8 on the 20-sided. So Cronenworth, if he gets he's a 2. They're holding him on, and they got the corners in. Yeah, that Kim is a B. I don't think I'm going to say they got the infield back. I don't think that would be a chance. But anyway, when you roll for the lead, you got to also roll your 20-sided die to make sure you don't have a pickoff or a balk. So a 2 or a 10, and again the 10 I added. He gets a 3, nothing on the havoc die, so he's not able to get a lead. Then we'll check for the regular havoc, and that's a 10, so nothing going on there. All right, so Ha-Song Kim, get Kurt Berglund. He knows these Japanese players very well. I assume Mr. Ha-Song Kim is Japanese. So he'll step in. Runner on first. I don't think he's going to bunt. Again, he's a C. In my league, he's a B. But I don't think that he's a decent hitter coming up. So 1-6. Uh-oh. And that's going to be a double to center field. So that's trouble. Let's see. He's being held. That makes him a 13. -1 makes him a 12. There's nobody out, so I think he'll hold up at third. So that's a double for Kim, his first of the year, and that puts him on second and third with nobody out for Trent Grisham. So I think they're going to play the infield back here to avoid the big inning. Check our havoc here. Nothing on that. So hopefully maybe he can strike him out to not have to bring the infield in. Grisham had a home run in yesterday's game. And that's a 6-9. That's a strikeout, but that's an 18, so that's going to be a re-roll. So see if he can put it in play. So that's a 6-3. That's a single check, and that's going to be in play, but it's going to be popped up on the infield. Because you need, again, 1 to 2. Roll to 14. So big out there for Verlander as Grisham pops out. That brings up Nola. First base is open, but there's only one out. So I think we're going to play. I'll tell you what, let's play the infield in. Bring the infield in. We're going to see if we can cut off. It's too early for that. We're going to put them back and see if maybe he can get Nola to strike out. So Nola was 1 for 3 in his first game. Oh, we didn't check our havoc. Okay, nothing on the havoc. Roll it for the regular now. 2-8. Ooh, a lot of singles there, but right in the middle of all that's a line out to short. So hit it hard, but right at Pena. And Verlander is 1 out from getting out of a big pickle. Both pitchers rolled a 1 today, so check our havoc. It's a 20, nothing going on. So Musgrove steps in, gets a 1-7, and he strikes out. Now that's on when the pitcher's hitting, I don't re-roll for the strikeout. If it's the pitcher, the strikeout stands either way. So I thought that felt good. So great job by Verlander there as the Padres leave runners on second and third with nobody out. And that'll go to the top of the third. No score. So Musgrove on for his third inning of work. All right, he starts off with McCormick. McCormick was 1 for 4 in his first game. That's a 5-7, and that's going to be a single. First base hit of the day for the Astros. McCormick, he's out automatically on 11. He's got a 55% chance if he makes it. Musgrove holds it a -1. Nola has a +1, so that's kind of a wash. So I'm going to Keep McCormick at first. Oh, we got a 2, so that's either a balk or a pass ball. That's a balk chance. Musgrove is 0. I don't think anybody had any balks in 2022. It doesn't look like, so nothing going on there. So Vasquez steps in. He gets a 3-9. Uh-oh, hit hard down to third. Machado fires on to Cronenworth. Back to Hosmer. 5-4-3 double play. So out. 5-4-3. So once you get a little flow going, it's pretty quick to enter in, these results into Strat. And again, it's nice having I got the ratings on the field, so I don't have to look them up. I can double click on their name and get their card if I need it, if I don't have it in front of me. So it's actually working out pretty good. So Justin Verlander will step up. He's on a 1 card as well. 3-7 is a ground ball to second base. That will do it as Cronenworth throws him out. So we go to the bottom of the third, still no score. So I am getting a pretty good mixture of low score and high scores. I know like the Reds, they've beat the Rockies twice, and they've both been barn burners, 10-4 and 12-5. Votto's hit 2 home runs already, and he had a horrible year last year, so he's off to a good lucky start. Let's see. New York Mets beat Atlanta 8-7. A couple 3-2. So anyway, I'm getting a good mixture of scores. Doesn't seem like I'm getting, too many low-scoring games or too many high-scoring games. All right, so bottom of the third, rather. Jurickson Profar, he grounded out his first at bat. He'll step in against Verlander here in the home half of the third inning. 6-7, he's a lefty. That's a strikeout. With a 3, that will stand. 1 away. Strikeout number 3 of the day for Verlander. Juan Soto take his crack. Mr. Verlander next. That's a 2-3. That's a ballpark check. Again, we need a 2. Got a 7. So we'll say that's a fly out to right field. Tucker will squeeze it for out number 2. Manny Machado's 0 for 1. 2 out, nobody on. It's the tower, which I do quite often. That's a 3-7. That's a strikeout. 11 will stand. So as you can see, it doesn't change a lot. So but I don't want to completely, wreak havoc with what really happened. I like what ifs to a point. So this is more of a what if they had kept baseball the way it should be, in my humble opinion. So anyway, Altuve's up here in the top of the 4th versus Musgrove. Altuve flied out his first at bat. It's a 6-4, and that's a hard grounder down to Kim at short. He will backhand it in the hole. Fire on to Hosmer, 1 away. Jordan Alvarez, he grounded out in his first at bat as well. That's a 6-12. That's going to be a. Let's see what it is first. So 6-12 versus a lefty is a left field X. Profar is a 3-5. So we get that's not good. A 2, that's going to be a double. We got a 15 with a 5. So no error. But Alvarez is going to be in second with a double, and we got to have Musgrove with a injury check, as he's a 6-12. Let's see, he had 30 starts, so there's a limit to how much he can be out. There's our chart, so let's see what happens to him. Got a 13. And a pitcher is a 10. So he had, again, over 28 starts. So the most he can do is 6 games. So Musgrove is out for 6 games. Write that in my book. So Musgrove, that's the first injury of the year for the Padres. Let's see. Pitcher for San Diego, 6 games. So the Padres will have to find a reliever. Let's see, try to find somebody that's got some innings that they can eat up. Looks like Christmas might be good. I use Baseball Reference a lot. So Suarez is a 1, Hill is a 1. Wilson is a 1. C is a 1. Christman's a 2, so I think that's who we're going to go with, because that'll give him 3 innings before his fatigue. So Musgrove is going to be hurt. Put him backward in my pile here, so he'll miss 1 start with that 6-game injury. All right, so bring the home. So Christman. This will be his, actually he pitched 3 innings yesterday, so I'm going to deviate here just a little bit. Again, pretend like pitchers were from the 60s. He pitched a good 3 innings too. All right, so he'll start off with Bergman. They're not going to hold Alvarez on at second. Bregman, that is. We'll see what that gives. Nothing going on there. So 1 out. Alvarez on second base. Bregman is 1 for 5 so far this year. He gets a 2-8, and that is hit deep. Profar will watch it, and that will be it. Bomb for Bregman, his first of the year. The Astros are up 2-0. Not what Christman wanted to do. He was a pretty good pitcher, 5-2 with a 2.94 ERA. He gives up the bomb there to Bregman, and it's 2-0 Houston Astros. So that brings Kyle Tucker to the plate. It's a 5-4. That's a single check. Got a 10. So we'll say that's a ground ball down to third. He will underhand it to Christman, out number 2. Billy Gurriel is grounded out. We got 2 out, nobody on now. That's a 3-9. That's popped up on the infield. Cronenworth will wave everybody off, and that'll do it for the Astros in this 4th, but they put 2 on the board and give Verlander a 2-run lead as we go into the bottom of the 4th. Houston 2, San Diego nothing. Left-handed first baseman Eric Hosmer will lead off. He is 0 for 1 today. 6-7, that's a strikeout. That's an 18, so that'll be a re-roll. A 4-8, and that's a fly ball out to center field. Cormack will track it down for 1 away. Cronenworth is singled in 1 at bat. Had a couple of hits for the year so far. 1-5, and that's a single to right. So he will slap a single to right field. Tucker will play it on a hop. So 2-10, he'll get a lead. So we're going to try that. Nothing on that. 7, so no, not able to get the lead. And I might adjust with that too. The 10 is working pretty good, but you know, trying to get a little bit more steals. I don't want to change the success rating, but I want to make it a little bit more easier for them to try. All right, so that brings up Kim. He's doubled. Nothing on the Havoc die. So Kim with Cronenworth on first, 1 away. 5-8. That's a second base X. Altuve is a 3-11. So see if he can get to it. Oh, that's not going to work. So that's going to be a 2-star single. Got an 11-11. So no error. So that's going to be a single. And Cronenworth will dig into third as Altuve's not able to field that one. So the Padres have him on the corners with 1 out. So Kim, he's got a 6, so he's going to try to see if he can steal. So again, I'm adding a 10, so a 6 and a 10. And he gets a 12, so nothing going, nothing on the Havoc, so he's not able to get a lead. Again, the Astros are playing at double play depth. Check our Havoc, 16, nothing there. So Grisham is popped out. It's a 2-11, and he's hit by a pitch. So how about that? He'll load the bases. He plunks Grisham, so the base is loaded for Austin Nola. So again, Astros are going to play back. Double play here. Just check our Havoc. Nothing going on there. All right. Nola is lined out. It's a 1-3, and he hits him. How about that? Not what he's wanting to do. So he hits Nola to score a run, and that'll bring up Christmas. Let's see. I have to roll to see what his hitting will be. So a 10, that'll be a 2. So I think we're going to bring the corners in here with Christmas. Verlander. Let's see, and I also have to see what Christmas' injury rating is. Let's see, he was with San Diego, I think. Or Christmas was, yeah, San Diego. So Christmas, San Diego, his is 1. So he's a 6-12-2. And he's pitching. All right. Bases jammed. They're going to let him go ahead and hit away here, obviously, because we're early in the game. That's a 1-9, and he strikes out. Pitcher is retired for 2 out. That brings up Profar. Bases loaded. 1 run in already. Profar is 0 for 2. Check our havoc roll here. Ooh, a 3. Need a 1 or a 2 to do something there. All right, here's the pitch. 5-6. He's a lefty. That's a strikeout. That's under 15, so the strikeout will stand. So big strikeout for Verlander. This Profar leaves them loaded, but the Padres score 1 after 4 complete. 2-1 Houston Astros. So Christmas on for his second inning of work. Again, he had 2, so I give him 1 more, so he'll have 3. So actually his 4th. Let's see. No, it's 3rd is the inning that you start. So he's got 2 more before he starts getting pooped or possibly pooped. Here start with Pena. Pena struck out his first at bat. That's a 3-6. He strikes out again as we're under 15 on the 20. Strikeout number 1 of the day for Christmas. Brings up Chas McCormick. He singled his first at bat. 3-6, and that's going to be a walk. First walk given up by Christmas. So 11, he's automatically out. Christmas holds at an impressive +8. So Nola's a +1, so he's automatically +5. So we're going to see if he can get a lead. So again, 11, he's automatically out. He gets a 9, so that's not going to cut it. So he's not able to get a lead. So Vasquez will step up, 1 out. McCormick runs at a 14. Check our, that's a wild pitch opportunity. But Christmas' wild pitch is 0, so a wild pitch. All right, here's the pitch to Vasquez. 4-6, he's a righty. Strikeout, 13 will stand. Strikeout number 2, and that'll bring up Verlander. Again, he drew a 1 card today. Check our wild pitch and other stuff. Nothing going on. Verlander grounded out his first at bat. He gets a 6-11. And again, Christmas was a 12, 6-12. So 6-11, and that's grounded down to 3rd. And Machado will fire on to 1st in the inning. All right, so Houston come up empty in the top of the 1st. We go, or the top of the 5th, rather. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-1 Houston. All right, Juan Soto, he's 0 for 1 with a walk. Verlander trying to hold on to the 1-run lead here. 1-7, and he walks again. It's the second walk for Soto, and the second walk given up by Verlander. Let's see, Verlander is a +1. Vasquez is a -1. It's a 65%. They're down by 1. Got your heart of your lineup coming up, so I think we'll let Soto hang tight. Nothing on that. So Machado is struck out twice, or Machado, however you pronounce that. 5-4. That's a catcher's card X. Can't read Vasquez. I think it's 2-2. Yeah, 2-2. So let's see what he can do here. Oh, well, I always on the catcher's card I do that. 1, 2, and so he's got a 2 and a 10. So nothing on the error. So I think that's going to be an infield single with runners on base. Oh, wait a minute. With runners on base, the pitcher uncorks a wild pitch. There is a runner on base, so that's going to be a wild pitch, not a single. So Verlander throws a 58-footer. That'll move the tying run to second. Machado will be up again. So nothing on that. You're most tempted to walk Machado here. I think that's what he's going to do. A little risky. They're going to give Machado a free pass, and that brings up Hosmer. He's 0 for 2. Nobody out yet. Nothing on the havoc. He's not going to bunt. Would be a bad idea. 2-8, and that's a 2-star single. We have a tie ball game. So Machado will go to third. Soto will score. We have a 2-2 game. That brings up Cronenworth. So they're going to, I think we're going to, Hosmer's not a threat to steal. Let's bring the infield in. It's the bottom of the 5th. We check our havoc. Nothing on that. So Cronenworth is singled twice today. 3-7, and he walks. So Verlander is not on his game today. That brings up Kim, who's doubled and singled. So they're going to hang with Verlander here, see if he can get out of this pickle. He's the best pitcher on the team. They're going to do the infield in here. 6-10. That's a center field X. McCormick is a 3-2 out there, so that could be rough. 7 with a 3. That's an F1, so he did get to it at least. Let's see, a 2. Got a 12. So no error. So an F1. Fly out, all runners tag, and advance 1 base. So that was hit deep, so everybody is going to be able to tag, as McCormick was way out in right field, right center field. He gets to it, but hits the wall, and everybody's going to tag up. There'll be a sacrifice fly, and so he will score to center field. So that puts him on second and third. San Diego up by 1 now for Grisham. They're going to have to bring the infield in this time. Oh, we got a 2, so that's either a balk or a pass ball chance, and that's a pass ball chance. Let's see, Vasquez. His pass ball is a 0, so no pass ball. All right, so infield in. Again, they're hanging with Verlander here, seeing if he can get out of this pickle. 4-9. That's a shortstop X. Now Pena's a 1, but the infield is in, so that's going to hurt him defensively a little bit. So 15, so he actually will get to it with a G1. And a 14 and a 24. So no error. So that's a G1. If the infield is in, second and third. Batter is out. Runners advance only a force. So good play there by Pena. He fields it. Looks Hosmer back to third. And fires to get Grissom for the out. Second out of the inning. So ground out. He stays at second. Stays at third. 6 to 3. All right, 2 away. So they got Nola up. Say we're going to intentionally walk him to get to the pitcher. Padres might be very tempted to pinch hit, even though they would like to have got more innings out of him. They got lefty on the bench. They got Zera. They got Voit, who was the DH. That is one thing about this. You have to try to find at bats for these guys who DH'd a lot. So they got some good guys on the bullpen, or good guys in the bench. So I think we'll take our chances with Nola, because they very well might pinch hit. So let's check our havoc. Nothing on that. So Verlander trying to get Nola here. Nola's lined out and was hit by a pitch to drive in a run. 1-8, and that's hit down to short. Stay. And Pena will throw across. Let's see here. So Nola was out. Stays. There we go. All right. Padres get a couple. They take the lead 3-2. Verlander again was able to get out of that pickle without too much damage. The Houston will start the 6th with Altuve, top of the lineup. Christmas in his 2nd inning. Again, he had his was 3, so won't be fatigued till next inning, or possibly fatigued. 6-8. That's a strikeout. It will stand 1 away. So Altuve whiffs. Alvarez is doubled and grounded out. It's a 6-3, and that's a fly ball out to center field. Grisham will track it down for out number 2. Brings up Alex Bregman, who hit a 2-run bomb. Give the Astros their 2 runs. That's a 5-4. That's a single check. And again, not very likely here. He will bounce down to 3rd. Machado will throw him out as the Astros go in order. So that's good 3 innings from Mr. Christmas. So I think the Padres will pinch hit for him here as Verlander will take his place on the mound for his 6th inning of work. Again, his inning of fatigue would be 8. So let's see. We'll go with Verlander's actually a little better versus lefty, so we'll go with Voit. Again, he was the DH most of the year, so we'll try to get him as many at-bats as we can. This will be his first at-bat of the year. Right-handed hitting power hitter. So he'll step in against Verlander. 5-7, and that's going to be a single. So Voigt's not a, let's see. They're holding him on. I don't think he's going to try to go anywhere. So that brings up Profar. He'd be a B bunter. May not be a bad idea. The Astros have the corners in. So that would knock him back down to a C. Let's look at the havoc here. Nothing there. I think we're going to do that. Profar's going to see if he can bunt him over. Again, playing some old school baseball here. So let's see what he's able to do. He gets a 4. Oh, that could be trouble. He's a C, so that's speed. So the speed is the batter lays down a great bunt. He has a chance to beat it out for a single. Roll a 20-sided die. If it falls within his running range, scored as a single. So he runs at a 13, so 1-13, and he's got an infield single. And he does. So that strategy worked out good. That'll put him on 1st and 2nd, so that'll get the bullpen going up for the Astros as Verlander's just having a tough day today. It brings up Juan Soto, who's walked twice and flied out. Nothing going on there. So obviously Astros back looking for a double play here. 1-6, and that's a strikeout, and it stands. So that's a big out. Strikeout number 7 of the day for Verlander. That brings up the ever dangerous Machado. 18, nothing going on the havoc roll. Here's the pitch. Verlander. That's a 4-5. And that's going to be lofted out to center field. Hit pretty solid, but McCormick is right there where it was hit for out number 2. Eric Hosmer is singled in a run today in 3 at-bats. Oh, we got a 1. That's a wild pitch. Verlander's a 3. And he gets an 11, so no wild pitch. Eric Hosmer, 2 out. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Oh, 6-12. That's Verlander's error, or his injury rating. So a 6-12 is the left field X. Ooh, Alvarez is a 5-6. Oh, lefty. That's still to left field, unfortunately. So that's not good. So see if Alvarez can miraculously get to this one. Oh, 18, he might. Yep, he does. He's got a 14 and a 6. Unfortunately, he makes a 2-base error. So that'll score Voit from second. That's an error on Alvarez out in the left. Padres go up 4-2. Let's see if Verlander is hurt. Again, he had 28 starts. 5. I think he might be able to stay in the game with that. So 5 is the pitcher's okay. Yep. Of course, he's not pitching that great. So that brings up Cronenworth. So again, this is 7, so it's not his inning of fatigue yet. So he'd have to give up more runs to get tired. He's better against lefties. You almost have to go with him and hope he can get out of this pickle. Again, this is the replay gamer's way to play ball. So we'll check our havoc. He got 2 outs. Nothing going on there. Cronenworth is a clutch hitter. Let's see what Kim is, if he's a clutch hitter. He is. His 3-7. All right. We'll see if he can get out of this. 5-8. That's a second base X. Altuve is a 3-11. So 12. So he gets to it, and he gets a 12 with an 11. No error, so good play by Altuve. And he will get out without further damage. Stay out 4-3. All right. So the Padres need a new pitcher. Let's see, they're up 4-2, so they want somebody who's going to hang on. Looks like Taylor Rogers was their closer, but he wasn't very good. Let's see who else they have. Looks like Garcia did some relief. Robert Suarez was pretty good. Let's go with Suarez here. Bring in Suarez, the pitch. So good job, pretty good job by Chris Mandy to give up that bomb. All right, so Robert Suarez on for his first work of the year. He'll start off with Kyle Tucker. He's 0 for 2. Sure, we're looking good there. Yep. All right. So Suarez looking for the pit or the sign from Nola. It's a 5-10. That's a strikeout, and it will stand with that 11. So one away as Tucker whiffs. Brings up Gurriel. 0 for 2. 6-7, and that's going to be a walk. That puts the tying run at the plate. Gurriel is, a 3 and a 10. He'll get a lead and have an 80% chance. They're down by 2, so his run's not quite as important. So I think we'll take our chances here with Pena. Nothing on that, on the havoc roll. Pena, the right-handed hitting shortstop. He struck out twice today. 2-5, and that's a line drive out to center field. Grisham will take a few steps in and get to it for out number 2. Chas McCormick. And with 2 outs. Let McCormick hit. Check our havoc. Nothing on that. 2-8. That's a strikeout, but that's a 20, so that's going to be a reroll. Get a 4-4. That's a catcher's card. Nola is a 2-3, I believe. And he's in the 2-3. Yep. So let's see if he can. Again, I always roll high on these for some reason. All right. See if he can keep a wild pitch from happening. I did it again. 3-2. That's a WG. You've got a 12 with a 2. So there's no error, but that's going to be a wild pitch. So Suarez throws one in the dirt. Nola not able to get to it. Gurriel will scamper to second. All right. So again, you still do the havoc again. Nothing there. So you got McCormick. That's a 6-11. I got to see what Suarez is on his injury. Let's see, Suarez. Actually, he's a Padre, and the Padres have already had one injury, so he can't have another one, so I don't need to check. So 6-11 is a right field X. Soto is a 3-3 out there. So let's see if he can get to this. 12-3, and he does. He gets a 12. And so nice play by Soto as he's able to track it down. That'll end Houston 7th. All right, who was the 1914 Federal League RBI champion? I have no idea. Not a big historian of the Federal League. Let's see what Verlander's when he's due up. He's due up third next inning, so we'll see if he can get through one more inning. This will be actually it's just the 7th, so he's still not hit his fatigue inning yet. I pitched a great game. Frank Laporte had 107 RBIs to be the Federal League RBI champ. All right, he'll start off with Kim, who's 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly, so Kim's not had much trouble with Verlander today. 2-5, and that's hit out to left field. Alvarez will get to this one. One away. Grisham is 0 for 2 with a hit by a pitch. 4-5, that's a strikeout. The one it'll stand. Well, dang it. Around the horn here. Strikeout number 8 for Verlander today. So 2 away quickly, and we've got Austin Nola. That's a 5-4. Catcher's card X, so nobody on base here. So we got a 2-2. So we get a 13. 13 is a pop out, and he's got a 2 with a 13. So that's just going to be a pop out. Kaz will wave everybody off, and that'll do it for the Astros, or for the Padres rather, in the 7th. All right, so Vasquez is up. Verlander will be up next, so I'm sure they're going to pinch hit for him. So Vasquez, we got Suarez. Let's see, he's a 1, so he's up 2. So this will be his last inning without having to worry about fatigue. Their Astros, or the Padres, are going to hang with him here for one more inning if he can get it. A 3-9, and that's grounded down to third. Machado, who is a good fielder, will field it and throw him out, one away. So that brings up Verlander, so we'll get a pinch hitter here for Houston. So we got Brantley. Looks like he will be a good choice. Michael Brantley will be brought on. Left-handed hitter. He is yet to have an at-bat this year. Get his first action of the season. That's a 1-5, and he hits that out to right field. Soto will get it, out number 2. That brings up Altuve. He's 0 for 3 today. 0 for 6 on the season so far. One of the few hitters who hit 300 last year. 1-8, he draws a walk. So he's down by 2. So they'll go ahead and not take any chances here. See if Alvarez can do something. That's a 13, so that's going on there. Alvarez has doubled in three plate appearances. That's a 3-8, and that's a strikeout, and it stands. Nice job by Suarez. Astros come up empty in the 8th. Let's see who they can bring on to face the Padres. So they're down by 2. Looks like Presley was their save guy, so they probably wouldn't want him here. Montero's pretty good. Phil Matan. Let's see. Let's go with, I don't think Montero's pitched yet. Yeah, he pitched 2 innings yesterday. Ryan Stanek. Very good. He hasn't pitched yet, so we'll go with him. All right, so Houston will bring on Ryan Stanek for his first action of the year. See, he had a pretty good year there. Had a 1.15 ERA, 2-1 with a save. And we got Suarez. Let's see. Can't remember how many innings he's pitched already. Suarez has pitched 2, so he's due for his fatigue. Let's see, and again, looks like the Padres used Rogers in their save situation, so we'll do that even though he wasn't very good. We'll kind of do what they would do. So we will pinch hit here. We'll bring on Mazzara to pinch hit again. Mazzara has yet to hit this year. Nomar Mazzara. That's a 4-4. It's catcher's card X. Vasquez is a 2-2. So we get a 3-2. That's a WG. We got a 6. No error. So a WG with nobody on. Gets a little scrubber and the catcher throws him out. So ground out. 2-3. Out number 1. So Profar is 1 for 4 today. 5-5. He's a lefty. That's a strikeout. A 10 will stand. 2 away. Strikeout number 1 of the day for Stanek, and that brings up Soto, who's walked a couple times. Scored a run. 2-11, and that's a home run chance, and a 2 is a bomb. So that's Soto's first home run of the year as he pulls that one down the right field line. Tucker will just admire it, and the Padres are out 5-2. So that brings up Machado, who's 0 for 3 with a run scored. He gets a 1-7, and that's going to be a single. So he'll go to first. They'll hold him on, Eric Hosmer. Check our havoc here. Nothing going. Stanek trying to keep it to a 3-run deficit here if at all possible. As I throw the... All right, 5-5, lefty, strikeout, and a 14 will stand. So that'll do it. But the Padres add another run. So Ryan Stanek, so that brings up the Astros, and the Padres will go with Rogers. Lefty. Again, he was their closer, so we'll see what he can do here. Let's see. See if he can close the deal. So nice Suarez. We'll put him back in the pile. And Rogers will get his first action of 2022. We'll start off with Alex Bregman. Has a home run, 2 RBIs. 6-8, that's a strikeout, but that's a 16, so that'll be a reroll. 1-3, and that's 1-3's popped up on the infield. Second baseman Cronenworth calls for it, 1 away. Kyle Tucker. See, he hit 38% against lefties, so we're going to leave him in. Looks like he was not afraid of lefties. 6-5. Oh, no wonder. That's going to. Oh, he just 1-14 would have been a triple and rolled an 18. So lucky break there for the Padres, as that would just be a single. So Tucker on with a single. There, even though he would, if he got a lead, it'd be about an automatic. They're not going to try because he still can get picked off. So they're down by 3. So that'll bring up Gurriel. Nothing on the havoc. Gurriel is 0 for 2 with a walk today. 1-6 versus a lefty, and that's hit hard down to short. Kimmel fielded on to Cronenworth, on to Hosmer, and that's the ball game. So there you have it. So, not what I expected out of Verlander, as he takes a loss. He went 7 innings, gave up 4 runs, 3 earned runs. Musgrove, again, he had to depart early with the injury. So it looks like Kismet got the win to go 1-0, and Rogers with his first save. And so the Padres are now 2-0 if they have beat up on Houston twice, which is Houston won 106 games. So far, they are not living up to their potential. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, this is very therapeutic for me. I really would love to get into modern baseball, and for different reasons that I've said in many other videos, just have a hard time. But being able to play it like this is a lot of fun. So I got one more game left in the second day of action. Let's see, who is it? Oh, LA at San Francisco. The Dodgers beat the Giants 5-1 as Urias pitched a complete game. So, but anyway, again, any comments? This is kind of an interesting project, something a little different. Open to suggestions. Is anything else you guys think might make it a little bit more like what I think baseball should be? But so far, I'm enjoying this very much, and we'll keep playing it until I stop enjoying it. So we'll see how it goes. So anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.